Yes, so hello there, it's Friday, I'm Fnap, this is Oxy Not Included. Welcome. I didn't say that, I said hi though. Yeah, to Spacejunk. We're gonna continue here today, a little bit earlier than usual, but I have been, having the day off, so have not been working. I've been not doing too much, to be honest, but that's another issue. And yeah, I want to continue, and I've discovered something. We're gonna keep sending ships out into space, of course. Oh, you're not looking at the planet. We could fix that right away. How about that? You're a carbon asteroid. We'll just analyze this one. Okay. Yeah. So, oh boy. We'll continue. What we did last time was, what did we do? I think we did, didn't we? We fixed this thing up. And it started working, but it's not really doing anything yet. But you know, it's getting there. Even though I could have just made liquid pipes as this coolant, or rather heat capturing loop here. And then I don't know, I'm heating the... Oh! Why is that going? I don't know. We're gonna leave that be for a minute, but I've discovered something because, and it's related to not anything of this actually, but to these things, but not necessarily these ones, because maybe it's not a thing here I would have done easily anyway. But if we go over here, and at least I have these. So I've discovered that I've been thinking about aqua tuners all wrong. I started thinking after last week's stream of Oni that like, how do they actually work, the aqua tuners? So they always cool, like I actually like actively intentionally started thinking about how they work, and not just, oh yeah, they cool it down 14 degrees. What they do is that they cool things off 14 degrees. Whatever comes in is being cooled off, like whatever unit of liquid goes into the unit, it's getting cooled down by 14 degrees Celsius. And yeah, that's what it does. So it takes that energy, and then that means, and it always, like, it doesn't change the power it draws. So it's a little bit of magic, or I don't actually know the actual real world requirements to move liquid like this, move temperature like this, but moving temperature is basically moving energy, so it feels weird to me. Depending on how much heat the liquid that you pump in contains, you will then cool, or yeah, you will cool off, move different amount of heat. Different liquids can contain different amounts of heat and then energy. In my world, I would like more energy to be moved would require more energy, but that's not the thing. These aqua tuners, they need, it doesn't say here, but if I go properties, yeah, it needs, come on, can't you say? You can't say. Energy, yeah, okay. Consuming 1.2 kilowatts of energy. And it removes 14 degrees. So I've always been thinking like, yeah, okay, so if, as long as you change a liquid that is like more thermal reactive, as in both, like, well, mostly actually like can pick up heat and like stuff like that, then you're doing good. That's why I'm always like changing when I get crude oil or petroleum, I like, oh, no, this is like, sure, it has better properties when it comes to like temperatures, because it doesn't like evaporate or freeze very easily, so that is good, and that's a case where you need to use it. But it can't contain as much energy as water or polluted water, which is actually better. So water and polluted water, and we see your properties, can actually, yeah, they can, their capacity to hold heat is 4.2? 4.2, almost, yeah, we have the same. And petroleum only has 2, which means that it's, you know, per unit of liquid, it's gonna hold not as much heat. So it's better to use polluted water, or water, and mainly then you want to use polluted water instead of water, because the freezing and boiling points of water is like 0 degrees and 100 degrees, and of polluted water it is -20 and 120 basically. So that's much better. That can then, like, it's probably gonna pick up with radiant pipes. It's probably gonna pick up that heat. So what we need is to be able to store as much heat from what we want to cool, so that we can take that independently of how much energy that is, to cool that down with the constant everything is cooled by 14 degrees, no matter how much energy that is. So it's more efficient. So I'm gonna change back this cooling loop that we have here, where I have petroleum for my, you know, cooling off the food. We're gonna change that back. And this loop that we used to cool off the whole base, I'm gonna change that back as well. Those are never gonna reach 0, probably, and will not also reach 100 degrees. That, because if the base was over 100 degrees, that would be really bad. And same thing with like minus negative degrees at all. So Celsius. So I'm gonna change that back. So we already have this here since before. I just need to, you know, basically pump energy, the petroleum back into here. So that's I'm gonna do that. So I will, well, I might as well add these kind of things here, and we'll do that. I can close this one, and I will instead take this, and I will, okay, now it became a little bit weird. I'm gonna have that go into there, actually. Excellent. So you go there, and then we're gonna filter out that again, and we're gonna pump in, you know, polluted water again there. So we're gonna do that, and that cooling loop will work a lot better. And we're gonna do that here, so that this will work much better. Do I have, like, how did I get things in here anyway? I got that in through here. So now I don't want that. Now I don't want that. Instead, I would like to remove this, and I would like to remove these as well. And yeah, I would like to just feed it back, because then we can actually use it for energy, which would be very good actually. So I would kind of want to, you know, I'm gonna deconstruct that one, and we will think about having a filter here. Actually, I will remove that, and I will start building a filter down here, and we will just wobbly whoop around somehow. It's gonna be great. Liquid filter. Rotate. No, you don't. There you go. Great. Yeah. So that will mean that we will have some piping going like that. And you go back out again. And I'll take you from there. There. It's gonna be excellent, you know? Right. You're still not doing... well, we're not creating more carbon dioxide here anyway, but... Did I not have a... turn you off? No? I didn't, because I was thinking that there would be vacuum here, because I would have this being... Look, could someone just deliver a bit of crude oil over here? It's not that hard. Oh. They're only fluffies. Long hair. Here, they don't produce. Okay. But there should be some, you know, a little bit of this and that here and there. Are they gonna build this thing though? Oh. What was that? So actually... I don't want that in there. Can we get this deconstructed before this get there? No, do it. Okay, we're just gonna have to live with that. That we got one. Oh! Ah, okay, sure, you'll go down there. Yeah, so now I could just feed... I can start pumping again. This thing. So that it goes... Wow. All these pipes. Goes in here again. And water is fine because that's basically the same as polluted, but a little bit not as good. Yeah, so we will start... You will start taking out the petroleum again. But I've learned something, you know? That's what matters. There, and you will start pumping up polluted into the cooling loop. Oh, you have a little bit of okay, you have a little bit of petroleum in there. That's fine. Oh, Oh. Oh, it's too much of everything, so that this one is pumping as well. That is fine. Soon that's gonna be fixed. Okay, cool. And then the same over here. Yes, power. Yeah, you get that. And you can be connected there. Like that. That's fine. This one can be removed because it's ugly. You are deconstructed as well. And then we're gonna change so that that goes back. Right. Yes, I need to remove this one. And yeah, you just go right back. In there. Right? Gonna be excellent. Now we're gonna start cooling this off a lot better because it can contain more. Okay, you're messing this up. Do you know that? Disable. We don't need you. I haven't built anything to have you actually. There we go. Much better. Okay. Do we need more plastic? I would say that we at the moment do not need more plastic. Let's draw power and uses petroleum, so stop with that. You have not been reached. Oh right, we haven't started changing you. And then I did read on the wiki that you're supposed to, like, these are like ordinary. You have 10 kilos at in the pipes, and you should get that into the aqua tuners, but they don't really do that willingly, at least not with a bypass. Take 10 kilos. But it of course would be better if you were able to let it take the whole 10 kilos, because that is more energy being moved then, but with a bypass they don't really. Of course, if you were to invert so that when you turn these off, if you invert that, so you turn, if you were to have a what are they called? These shut off. It would work better, but I can't build a shut off here in the wall, right? No. So that wouldn't work very well. Then that would work, because then only then would it let it bypass when the aqua tuner is off. That would change the design. I'm gonna just not change that part, and that's gonna be all fine. Telescope is idle. Did we find out what the new... Yep. It's a ice. We take this, analyze that. Okay, have we made necessary... No, we haven't. There. sure, it's easy to just say moving out petroleum is what I want to do, but I also need to move in polluted. But would you believe we have such things? If I were to at the same time, you know, give myself a little bit of not like that though. Gold amalgam. That wouldn't be too bad. So if I were to go down like that, then here, just fill that up a little bit, you know, like that, and we make these bigger. Maybe we wait with that part so that we can control when we fill this. Okay. Oh, are you broken? You're broken. That's why you're not transporting anything. We have kind of a lot there. This one needs to be fixed. I don't know specifically how to fix that. Hopefully someone will go and repair it. Would be nice though if I could maybe remove this one and make a door there to not make the steam go everywhere. No. There. And then I need a pump. I just want to find a pump that I can copy, but I can't do that. Liquid gold is super fine. There. Oh, right. We have so much. Okay, we're gonna remove. Could we? Okay, that is gold. That's fine. Remove this sand. We're gonna build a little bit of that there. We're gonna remove. Actually, we could just remove. They can jump, but we're gonna keep that anyway. And we're gonna, yeah, there we go. Super nice. We're gonna have this power go down here. And we're gonna have pipe like these ones. Go here. And let's see. And I can just refill them there. Which means that I can just connect them to there. Excellent, right? And there you go. Now we can start replacing that as well, and they're gonna work better. However, the big challenge would be like to do it here so that these would be more effectively. I have polluted water there, but it's not a lot. Okay. We have some over here. So I'm gonna need 2, for instance. Just do all of that. And build that while you do it. Oh, look at that. Gold. There you go. And now you're down at the bottom here, so you might as well go and pick up some nice extra gold. You know? Can you reach there? Should be able to do that. Better now? Okay. I will use that water. I just need to pump it down there. And that cooling loop. Yeah, it uses crude oil, which is, I think, even worse. Then I would need to filter that out. I wanted to go back into here, but that is... Oh, you know what? We're gonna need a lot of these. Oh! Sorry. Remove this and we're gonna put them there, okay? Oh, can print something. Not interested though. Are we fueling this up? No. And also no. Oh, do we have anywhere to go? Have we researched the new engines? We have. Well, we have these. And we're not done with... like, we could fuel it because we have it. Rebuilding it is work. And it can reach here and here. Yeah. Let's just have it like we have this going anyway. There. At some point it will, you know, work. What did I fill this with water, I guess. Yeah, so that is actually pretty, you know, good. That I didn't choose anything different because it was hard to do so. Look at that, we're petroleum and we're using it because why not? Oh, we should also keep track of... there's still some petroleum going around. Especially up here. But mostly it's changed. But I think we have, you know, a good margin, so I could probably stop pumping in. Yeah, there is more of that. How much do you contain in the ways of... Oh, you contain quite a lot of petroleum. Okay, we're gonna need to have you keep going. Good. Nice. We're gonna pump here. And I made a staircase here instead, so we're gonna do them there instead. Oh boy, don't need to do that. Actually, we don't need to do it hard like this. We don't need to climb that. We could even like help yourself out. It's fine. Okay. And this goes... Haven't figured that out yet. This needs to go to 2 places. There and in there. And this needs to be filtered out somehow. Well, over here, obviously. But up here, obviously. Probably good if this was something ordinary walkable. Like that. It would make everything a lot easier. Make a... like that. Remove that one as well. There. I'm guessing we would do good in... That is not that much. We'll take both of those. Okay, have we now made this thing? So now could potentially start giving that back there. And up here I can potentially I should probably the thing is that I don't want this to go this way, but there's a node there. So from if I were to make a node here as well, it could be interpreted as it's possible to go upwards. And that I don't want. So you but yes. Why? Oh. Yeah, I stopped that plan. No. I would like to... I would like to jump. So I can go there. Okay. And please, someone come and deconstruct this and we'll rebuild it. Made of steel. Also... make that so that we keep all of this in here so we don't like make this hotter than it needs to be, which we have been doing. Wait, are you? Oh. Oh! Don't do that. That was weird. I don't know why I would have done that, but I had, apparently. Okay. How are we going about things over here? It's weird that we're getting so much. Are we getting every? Yeah, we're getting every other. It takes it takes out as much. Okay, good. We're gonna get that out of there at some point. Can I? No. Was an attempt. Good. I want you. Yeah. I want you there. And it's fitting if I put this one here, maybe. And then you can go back there. Yeah, and you just connect to... Actually, that's why we're not doing that, because you're full. That's why we made these. So you're just gonna go over here, get with you. In there. And for the time being, that's fine. We can connect that up to there later. Not necessary. Good. You jump over in. No. There you go. Cool. We're gonna need power. Excellent. So that's probably part of my issue with making efficient geothermal, but that I have been not thinking about how the temperature is extracted with the aquatuners, how that works, so to say. Okay. Oh, you started pumping. Very well then. Do we have some space? You have lots of space. We can actually start doing that without that making too much of a deal. You just go in there. There you go. Yeah, and that will be disturbing, of course, for some time until we tell this to stop. I should put in automation for that. There. Okay, that means that we can start filtering that out. So you're going to filter out petroleum. And yeah, you just stop. No, I mean deconstruct that one. Yeah, and that creates a mess. I never really understood how you're supposed to. That's now gold. Yeah. They don't like this. Mop it up. Very good, Mima. You were supposed to continue though. Yeah, well, that is pretty good. And it started to be pumped out, yes. So whenever we can get some... Oh, and there it starts coming. So if we were to look at somewhere... Can I actually... Properties? Oh, no, that's the pipe. Okay, so we can't really see, but we've looked at that, so I'm just gonna have that go. Good. In that case, can I get... Okay. I'm gonna want this one to go down to here. And... Oh! I'm gonna want it to, for instance, replace that one. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. And then I also want it to... Yeah, I can have that connect up to... I can just have it go in there as well. That's gonna work perfectly. There. You can just be on whenever you like. And we're gonna need a little bit of a... Can I get one to copy, like you? Thank you. We're gonna need you to go like that. I'm gonna want to be able to shut you off. And I'm gonna want you to have power. That might be the trickiest part here. Oh. Well, how about that power? There, and I will... There, cool. Gonna have that going soon as well. Good. All right. That's why we haven't converted also to... I'm gonna have that being opened. That's why we also haven't necessarily gone over to the new engines for the rockets, for the space rockets, because we need power. Lots of power for that. There we go, lots of it. This should be enough, you know? And also we got some eggshells. That's pretty good. How much eggshells? You know, a fair amount. Can we see how much eggshells we got? That's a lot. Where is all this? Is that... Did I just get that from over here? That is 8 kilos, that's a lot. 8 kilos. 6 kilos. No. I'm gonna... Eggshell. I'm gonna add that here and I'm gonna... We have 267... Oh. Well, that is not a lot. So... keep going. 145. How did we get that much eggshell? If we have that much eggshell, then we should like have a lot of... Oh! I have a fair amount of lime. I am also like at the same time like having puffs being hatched regularly, but oh, we have no coal, so we can't make refined coal. That is an issue. We have several... Oh! Well. Okay then. Are we actually... Yeah, we are. Do that. And I'm gonna want to find more coal. That is like big chunk, easily obtainable. That's a, you know, a little bit away. So I will go to material, consumable ore. We're gonna look for light purple. Big, oh, ooh. Big chunks of light purple. Yeah, we have a, you know, a few, you know, such rings here and there. Nice, nice, nice. But yeah, this one looks pretty good. Do I want to disturb this gecko though? Not really. But I do want to disturb all this coal. So that's what I'm gonna do. Like that. That should help. And need to turn on the filter first. Over there is quite a lot, but we could find something that is closer. Sure. This is good too. Do I care about this one that much? I don't really. I could however used to like... There. Okay. That one could now start pumping. And I feel like I'm ready for it. We'll pick the power. Have you start doing that. Oh, and I should... Oh, you're almost full of... Yeah, you can stop. We don't need... more. So you're good now, right? Yeah, you're real good. I could even be like, I don't even want to. Oh, we still have petroleum in there. Yeah, okay. How's the other loop? How's this loop doing? Oh, are you out of? Yeah, you could just. Yeah, that is a little bit in the way. That's true. Okay, but you can stop pumping. Definitely. Like... That's, you know, that's probably not helping. Then we just need this to go. You know what? Could just have... such a thing there. And remove this in the middle there. Okay, those are now good. And when this works better, which it's soon gonna do, we're gonna be... Oh, no printable. Hey, look. Shoalvole eggs, definitely not. Another meep, I don't want one. Pufflet egg. You know, we're gonna take them and... Yeah, we might need some of that right about now. There, now we have... I'm gonna make a bunch. $40. And that is... we have that. So to say. Oh! Why are you not the right temperature? Oh, have I not cooled it enough after changing? Yeah, putting in a lot of new liquid, and that liquid was 38 degrees, so yeah, that has disturbed my plants. I heated it up, but it's gonna be fine in some time, you know? Don't you worry. I'm gonna need to just check. Yeah, you're full, so we can have you change and just let all of that out, and this time it shall not overheat this because it's far away. There we go. Look at that. And you contain not enough. Take this, build a thing there. For it's too late. Oh, could someone please come and fix this one? Okay. There, deconstruct this one. Okay? There we go. Much better. So this should now lead to more heat being actually extracted here, and we can see that this one is going at the moment, so you know, that's nice. I will, since we've heated this up with a lot of steam from over here, and I don't like that, I will have this cooled off a little bit with a utility temp shift ice plate over here. That shall be a treat for you. Oh! And we shall mop this up, because that wasn't what we needed. Over here. Yeah, okay, good. We can see that that is working. Ah, this could actually now be connected to there, because that should go up there now. That could work very nicely. Right, yeah. But we'll start with... Oh, I haven't properly connected these. Deconstruct this one. And you are going to filter out crude oil. That's on C. There, and then I can give you power. Oh, right. I shall not only filter out from here, I shall also give it there. Ooh. This is gonna need to be mopped. Yeah, I created a little bit of a mess there. This water is hot, so we shall mop all of this. Well, would you look at that? Yeah, this is not being cooled at all right now, but now it is going to be. There we go. Yeah, this is working well at the moment. Yeah, and it's, you know, pretty cold to start with, so can't really look at it that way. Oh, right now it's not even being cooled. That's nice. It's not going here. That's unfair. That's not gonna work very well in the long run. Oh! Well, I could turn this off right now. Okay, why are you confused? You're allowed to go this way. deconstruct that, and then okay, you know what? I'll just do it like this. There. That will work for you. That will actually work even better. Much better. Wow. Okay. Good. Good. Okay. It's even working a little bit too good. Can we have you turn off? Think it might be enough. All of it anyway. Yeah, this... Ooh. Can you... There you go. This has yet to... Well, this is going pretty well. It's... Still haven't needed to be cooled, and it's just fetching all the heat from over here. How warm? 135. Could maybe... Well, we'll see. All right, you need to 30 for the moment. And now we remove this, because otherwise it's going to be very confused. And that's important. There we go. Okay, and now we're out of petroleum. That's beautiful. So now that wouldn't be needed anymore, but whatever. No, you... Oh, you're still not on because it's not that hot yet. And you could now be something similar as like... can I get 70? Okay. Okay, so far it's actually working, you know, so far it's working. I feel like I've... Let's check all the aqua tuners that I have. These now, we fixed that. And then I have aqua tuners. Yeah, here, and I've stopped the pump there, right? Yeah, this is now working, you know, better than before. And this hasn't been deconstructed. Because I can't reach. Okay, you know why? I'm just gonna have to add this there, and then we're gonna remove these, you know. And now we could maybe be you're taking it apart. Yeah. There. I'll have to... Oh. Oh, right. You moved the steel there. That's nice of you. It just needs to be built. Okay, and then we have... And that's it, I think, because you... I haven't changed, and you're still not working though. How about 60? Well, at some point you're gonna work. All right. At some point. Well, these are pretty cool at least. I kinda need this to start steaming, otherwise it's gonna get a little bit too cold. What liquid is it? I have water. That's gonna freeze soon if we don't start to heat it up. Okay, could I get maybe there? Could I get that? Let's see. Right, and you're gonna take... Not ore, sorry. Fine metal. There. Put it in there. And start putting the heat in here. Oh! Are you off because we have cooled the base off so much already? Wait, what? Wait, what? I have to... Okay, yeah. Okay. Yeah, okay, so that just shows that really... Well, these are really even too cold, kind of. That, yeah, that really shows that polluted water is very much better than petroleum for this kind of thing. You're still going though. So you're... Yeah, but that should still happen. One of them, if this is... Wait. Automation. Well, if... Then if this thing is like below... What kind of temperature do I want? Like... What is... for like 18 degrees, that is like fine. So I would like 22, 30. Okay, no, you know what? You should even be 32. And you should be also connected to that one. Or should you? No, you should have... Like, how... Can someone please fix this? Okay, so that is 27. I should What's up with you, buddy? I should I need to fix that. So, how big difference in temperature should there be? Print, copper, good. Okay, so let's go for a 5 degrees temp difference to cool off the base. And if I'm aiming for, you know, 18, then that should be brain. 5 less. Well, I don't want it to go to... if I were to... Okay, it basically need to be over for... I can't go 5 degrees. Because if we go 5 degrees, that would be 13. And cooling that off, that would be that the water going around is negative. So I don't want that. Basically, well, it's picking up heat. No? 27, that is not too bad either. Okay, but I don't want it to be... No, this is... Maybe I should go... If what comes out is lower than, like, 16, then please don't continue, but that's weird. I need to... Okay, 16. Okay, so 30. Yeah, okay, so this one should go to both. Yeah. That took a long time for me to figure out. There. All right. Now I still want one of them. If it is 30, I just don't want to go double down. It is 32. Wow, my brain. So let's build another one here, just to... But then if it is... This is fine. But if it's like below 28, I don't want you to go. Let's say that. So we have a little bit of a hysteresis thing going on. And you're not going because building is disabled. Well, now we have quite a lot of power again, so you can actually start. Sorry for that. And you don't have poke shell, no, but you have serious amount of lime. Not lime, but the other kind. Okay, so I'm right now with only one aqua tuner cooling these off. Why did I ever... If I were to enable this again, and you are like 60, yeah. We can take this up to 50, I think. There you go. Okay, so it's not that hard, it's just that you shouldn't be wrong. Like I was. And now you're going... Is this... Why are you going up and down so much? You're fine, you're fine, you're fine. Yeah, okay, you're cool. So how hot do you get? $83, and we're not even using both. No, you're fine. Okay. You know what? We'll be little careful. We'll go, yeah, 40, 41, 40 there. Take it a little bit slow. Okay, so just use polluted water and you're fine. Don't change to petroleum because you're not thinking. Okay, I would like to mop those polluted up if I can. Do we have germs in there? A little bit. Okay, so now we're storing quite a lot of... Yeah, we don't have a power issue anymore. So this one could get going. How are we doing on steel? Okay, we just need more steel. Yeah, we turned you off. You need more oxalite. And we didn't achieve that? Oh. Unreachable. Well, let's reach it. It's not enough necessarily. Did we fetch that nice amount of coal? Yeah, we did. There, a little bit. Yeah, so now it's getting a little bit too cold, right? What did I say? Yeah, 20, I said this to 28. There, and then please get connected to that. So we're cooling the base off very effectively. Yeah, look at that. I could cool my water off, which is what's heating everything up otherwise, but I think we're generally fine because, like, otherwise we're good. Like, sure, it's a little bit hot there, but if I were to just... Yeah, if I were to just basically change that one to radiator pipe, Then that would cool those 2 tiles down, and that would cool the water down, and that would just fix all of that. Please don't. There. And we can see these 2 tiles. They're going down in temperature now. So in time, that's gonna affect, yeah, this whole place. That should be good. Wow. Yeah, so that's... Do you also work like that? I've just figured out a machine powered by what appears to be refined neutronium, absorb heat energy properties. No, germs. Oh, right. It doesn't work like that. It's... No, this one works by... Where does it say? Yeah. Okay, so this is actually consuming energy. It isn't just like with aquatuners removing like a variable amount of energy from the liquid that goes through it. Depending on how much energy is in there. It's not magic. It is actually magic because it just destroys the heat, but it actually... DTU, what is delta? I actually don't necessarily know. DTU, surf and turf. I think I would need to actually go to the internets for that one. I don't remember, but it's like energy. Okay. Okay, you have 200 out of 400. Can you actually go where we want you to go with that? Where to check? You cannot. So you need more. We have the ability to make our own, but we have this for free here, so I don't see why we would spend that energy. Staircases? What do we have here? Except salt. Okay, I can't build it out of salt. Okay, can we just there and do that? Dig that out. We'll have to plug in. Oh, you okay? Now we're maybe. Yeah, this water is now negative degrees. Well, that didn't help too much, did it? Could I just maybe... Like, I don't want this radiant gas in here. I want something else. Like, could I be a... And that's gonna be very hot also. But could someone do that? we shall force this out. Open this. Just for a little bit. Yeah, apparently it's a lot of gas in here. Something is flicking. We'll need to refill. Polluted oxygen. This is still chlorine. Are we... That is chlorine. Wow, can I just have gases? There we go. Yeah, I want this changed, okay? Can I get one of those here as well? Okay, I think we can remove this one. Well, at least now these should maybe go up in temperature, so we're actually gonna cool them off. That's good. $300, okay, still not enough. Where's that place? There. Maybe it can actually go now. Yeah, it can go now. Yeah, go there. It won't utilize it all, but we are ready to go. So... Oh, you discovered other thing. You didn't check. It's a organic mass. Then there's nothing. Could analyze that one. Can't analyze that one for... Maybe we need to analyze that one first. Don't remember. No, you're ready to... Veru, you're not stressed or anything, right? Well, it can't because we don't have any stress at all. There. So we can actually say, you don't need to do this at all, just lug it over and we shall print something. Oh, steel, why not? What are we doing on... We're not creating steel because... Why are we not creating steel? I raised this to 140. And you're still fine? I'll raise this to 150 then. And you're still working... Yeah, don't ever do what I did. Just don't assume that because petroleum... has better thermal conductivity, much better thermal conductivity. But the, oh look, I even looked wrong before. No. But the specific heat capacity is much lower. Yeah. It is the heat capacity that matters. So yeah. You fail and you learn. You can suck that up. Now it's even. Yeah. So okay, now it was odd enough for one of them to go, but generally we have cooled off the base so much so that we don't need to cool it off more. Wow. And we did that in like a very few minutes. I guess I could. You know, try to cool this off. That wouldn't be the worst. Like, that's a lot of heat. Let's see. If I wanted to do that, you know what? Not too hard. We do the same thing. To fetch up this temperature over time, we just have... All right. We shall have... First, it goes in there, right? Yep. First, we're gonna just get that out there. So we can remove them, and then we shall move a little bit of thermal pipe in that direction. And I guess here I could like... Well, for one, I can remove this because they're not helping. And here we want it hot, actually. Or do we? Well, we could fetch a lot of heat from here. It doesn't need to be hot here. Are we even using this now? Oh, right, for this thing. But there isn't enough steam. There's oxygen in there even. Well, we're not dependent on that one for energy anyway, so, you know. Ooh, I forgot to check on this thing now that I've... Gas. Could we just get all of this out? Not that it has helped a lot, apparently. Well, you know what? We're gonna remove this. And we're gonna have this on auto, okay? And I think we need to... Oh boy. Yeah, we're gonna need to turn you on. Ah, it might even have cooled off a lot. Yeah, and then again, I could just exchange this for, you know, hydrogen instead, because hydrogen is better. But, you know, can't get everything right all the time. There we go, the chlorine is away. This is racing me. Oh, are you ready to go? You're ready to go. You go back. And you go away. Or I guess. Wait. Well, if I were to just put. Wait a minute. If I were to just put miners here, I would not have that issue with. Wow. Okay. If I just do that, and then instead of having I'll just do that. They could be hit by asteroids though. We'll experiment. We'll experiment. Okay, so you're just gonna work properly now. Oh, hello, Mary. Just put ties below or above the bunker doors where the regolithal. Yeah, but how is the... Just leave. But... then it's still gonna fall down on the rocket. But those will be destroyed when the rocket goes away. Still... Okay. Okay. Also hi. Did I... yeah, say hi. We'll remove these. We'll don't do that experiment. So... okay. Do that. Okay. However, I'm still gonna need that one there. And I'm gonna need another one. I don't need this bunker thing at all. I shall remove it and put a tile there instead. Right. Please put that there. Now this doesn't mirror. Yeah, it looks a little bit ugly there. Better above the door, so regolith will just pile above. Just the mesh tile you put, you will still end up having to dig. Oh, you mean that I should put them above here? But then the risk is that they will be hit by asteroids, right? Yeah, I know. I know I need to dig, but I don't want these to get hit by asteroids. I have not built any rocket here. Am I making? Oh, I'm making steel again. That's very good. You won't need. Okay, better. Just leave. Better above what? Okay, then better above the door, so regularly if you just pile above. What is better above? Let's see. Let's read everything again so I get the context. Just put tiles below or above the bunker doors where regolith fall. Putting. But I need to get rid of the regolith. I do not entirely follow. Do you mean that I would put like tiles like this? Just like top the right regolith, they just stack there. Yeah, these just stack. That I'm aware of, and that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter at all because I'm not interested. Like, I'm not having it open for observatory, for solar panels, or a rocket. Also, let's go and analyze that. Just block the areas that the rocket can break. I can't cover. Just block the areas that the rocket can't break. It can't break through blocks. I can't put it here. And you want me to... I do not understand. I'm so very sorry. I do not understand how you mean. Exactly the same mesh on the side of a rocket. Just put them above a door using bunker tiles. Yeah, so you would like basically this. Ah, just for over here, you mean? Not over here. Yeah, I could just do that. I guess. Is this what you... Now they will just pile up. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I guess I could now move this up over here so that it doesn't look too bad. Okay, because I don't want to cover this up and I need to... Okay, yeah, that... Because I don't need to... Okay, sure. I actually do not need to open this up. That is true. Okay, that was that. Okay, cool. And the 7 that falls for rocket. Yeah, true. You're absolutely right. Very good, thank you. Took me out a while though. Okay, you're working very good. And you're working pretty good. How hot... I feel so disappointed in myself, in a way. Let's try to go up to 55. Wow, I have energy. Wow. Okay, I can start making stuff. Let's start making a new rocket then. So rocketry. Is it worth it though? Should I just not make how much? Okay, I will need a lot. To get that, let's solid oxidizer, liquid fuel. Yeah, okay. We can rebuild if you want to. Where's the petroleum engine? There. We'll start with that. Wait, the solid. I think the solid might need a gantry to be fueled. This one. We'll see. Okay, do we have this working in any way whatsoever now? Ah, I built this wrong. Okay, you know what? I just will do the thing. Let's see. It will be overfilled though. Are you still pumping? Wow, you're still. You should not be pumping. I need to. Deconstruct that. I want to do that. So that I can go over there. And then I want to do. Let's see. Okay, so I want a thing here to go over. This is gonna look weird. Over there, and then to go in there, and then it goes in. Wait. Think before you do. Okay, let's actually take the print thing. Sandstone glass. Yes. I'm not making. I could make more glass now because I have so much energy all of a sudden. Not that I necessarily need. Could someone just fix this? I know you don't want to. And maybe we don't need to, but I would prefer if you did. I was thinking. And so far it didn't go very well. Okay, so it's going this way. So I want that to go. I need to just turn this all around. I would say. Because I want this to go in there. Hydrogen can go. Yeah. Just. Actually, not the electricity and such. And do I have automation? No. Okay, fine. Let's remove the other things. I shall change the polluted to things. Someone made a mess. Oh no, someone is... No? Are you stuck? You are stuck. Why did you even go here? You don't need to go there. Okay, so you're sleeping and making... How many are you? Mima, Ada, Stink Breath, and Bert. I haven't even asked you to go here. What are you doing here? And you managed to get here and then... Yeah, I know. Why are you there? And also, things have melted and... There you go. Like, this is unnecessary all about, you know. Why are we... What? Okay. This could just go, like, up there. And then it will start going around and around and around and around. And that's all cool. That probably might work. Maybe. Down here, I want this to, if I remember correctly, the priority is that it goes through this first. So I need more space. That turbine setup isn't going to work with polluted oxygen in there being lighter than steam. No, there's a lot of things here not working, but I could open this up later to get that out, but so far it's not even hot enough. That's a work in progress. I mean, I was just needing more power and I tried to find many things to do so, and yeah, now it's getting too cold even. So this is getting hurt. Yeah, this has several problems with this. I'm trying out a new thing, just like taking heat out of there and generating power out of it, but you know. Yeah, that one can be there. It's fine. Now it's super ugly, but someone is super stressed. It's yeah, Bert. Oh yeah, you made a mess. Please, someone clean that up. Wow, it did fall all the way down. Very nice. Oh no, a shoal bowl. Actually, I want it there. I don't like shoal bowls. You shall be killed whenever it's possible, even though that's gonna mess a lot of things up. I must remove one of the bunker door and only have 2 now. Yeah, probably. Yeah, if I were to shift them, which I could definitely do. Let's not do it while it's raining hot stuff. But yes, true. And then this design could also be... Wow, that's a lot of... That's a lot of meteor. It's not good that you're like from down here go up there, but okay. How is the... Okay, you're on the way back. Super cool. Yeah, I know you're gonna be like very weird about all of that. Can I at least make it possible for you to do what I asked you to in some way? Wait. Oh, right, it's stuck. Good. So, you from why not over there? You know what? This is all backwards. Remove this one. Have gas filter in there, and basically I'm now in control of what's in there because there's only polluted, so I can be in control of stuff, so I don't need to filter it out. I'm just thinking loudly here. Okay, so I don't need to like say I want to filter out this to get it. I can do whatever I want. I can do whatever I want. So you go over there. Actually, now you can go back over there, and this is gonna be super nice. And I can just have a there. Right. Need to do, of course, that. Can't overlap. I always put it the wrong way. In is the one that goes into a thing, and the other is out. Meteors. Yeah, exactly. This one needs to be reached. Let's remove you. Where did this one come from? Okay. Power. It filters out polluted. This one can be removed, and maybe it can just be like someone removes that and put it over there instead. Maybe that would be efficient. Well, you brought it from somewhere else instead. Okay. And now I just start sharing. That, of course, didn't go the way I wanted it. Let's remove that one. Not been caught. There's a lot of meteor faults on this map. Okay. I learned something until today about aqua tuners. That it's the specific heat capacity of the liquid you use in the cooling loop that matters, not like thermal, what's it called again? Conductivity, or like together with that doesn't matter in any way. You just need to move as much heat as possible. Okay, there seems to be an issue with overpressure over here. Well, that's not good. I could fix that probably by easy means. For instance, let's see, we can just remove that a bit, see what happens. See if we can vent some of that into space very easily by just uncovering some space. Then we'll have to cover it, but that's another thing entirely. Oh! I'm apparently... Oh! I don't necessarily need... Well, this is kind of messing things up, to be honest. How about I do not any longer need this, so just deconstruct that and don't mess up with my new design of stuff. Okay? That would be very much appreciated. Okay. Let's see here if I can keep digging. Printables. Spaceship should be back in it now. I feel. Oh, yeah. Oh. Let's not go and fiddle with the bunker doors just yet. Let the spaceship come back. It's coming back, I think. But also, another meteor. Like, could there be more? I guess it could be. Yeah, and that's gonna be handled. It's gonna be all fine. Building entombed. Space mission complete. There we go. Hello there. And oh, nice. Some science and a magma lamp. Good. Can we just let this go away? All the steam. Well, it doesn't matter actually. Like that. And you don't need to be assigned. You can go and whatever. Full bladder. Is it actually full? No, it isn't. You might be that kind of bugged again. We'll see. Okay. So let's hurry up with this. Okay. Star map. What do we know of this? Excuse me? Didn't we? Okay. So we found... Did we also find petroleum there? So we have isoresin. Okay, sure, I know where to go get isoresin, but that's cool. It's not necessarily what I want. Okay, let's try out the metallic asteroid then. I guess. Go to the metallic one. We can start once more to fill it with steam. Okay, can we get some more of that going? Bert, you like to mine? Please go and mine. Let's do some... Oh. It seems I'm out of space. I could raise this, of course, and I know that I could. Let's start with just removing this so that we, like, they can do that. Okay, where do we put the lava lamp? Magma lamp, sorry. Magma lamp goes. Do I need more pedestals? Well, instead of having this here, I don't even remember. Oh, shine bugs. Oh, well, I don't have any of them. Deconstruct that and put a. Oh, look at that. We have one here. Is it pretty? It's pretty good there. I think it would be better to put it here because we have that thing there. Let's also build more of these. Always put bunker tiles at max height. Maybe that is the best. But it is more work. Probably, I mean, like, probably best. Well, look at that. More meteor falls. And now that got there. Oh boy. Okay, can someone keep doing that so that we get exposed to space? That's my plan, how to deal with the overpressure. Instead of pumping. And bunker tiles are at max height regularly if only pile up too high. That's... Oh! Well. Well, well, well. Well, well. Interesting. I forgot about that. Very good. Someone make this, please. Before I apparently forget a lot of stuff, so... Oh, it's too late. Oh, now this is broken. Also, these are... Yeah, cool. Now this is ugly, so... Wait. Yeah. I'm gonna remove these. Don't be... That is... Could you... Before you... Can you... Thank you. No? Okay, that was just because I wanted you to not be stuck up there. Thank you. Should try to build up slowly to move tiles and doors. Yeah. That's a project. There. That's nicer. Wow. Okay. It's almost like I'm gonna open up into space entirely. Could you please priority, like, do it now? I don't want to wait. But then I shouldn't pause. Were you gonna come and mine? Think breath? But you fell asleep? Oh, no, you're doing it from that side. Wait, you... And this one is not... Okay, just open that up, okay? Move back there. Yeah, thank you. There. I thought we were gonna fetch some exposed to space already here or something, but I wasn't that lucky. Now, where is my 3 oxylite? I'm gonna need you to have some petroleum as well. That's what you want, yeah? And how would I... Yeah, now everything of that turned out. That might as well, apparently, because it didn't go all too well. Since this didn't heat up the way I thought it would. Okay. Very good, Bert. You like digging. So that's max height. We will need petroleum. Right. Where's my closest? No, I petroleum down here. And that's about it. I want petroleum up here now. Am I making petroleum even? I don't know why I'm not. Yeah, max gas pressure. Could you fix that then? Disabled by automation, because... Because for some reason that was turned upside down. And therefore I wasn't pumping. And of course, now I have so much power. Ah. I don't want to dump precious natural gas into space. But I guess I could try to store it somewhere close to here before I like put it away somewhere. Still, I know that repairing isn't something they like to do. You're, by the way, you're still working. Oh boy. Let's see. What was I gonna? I was gonna do something here at the base. All right. I was also going to give them carpet because I think that is just nice. I know that if you make these two diamond glass tiles, they can see down to the decoration below and so on, but are not disturbed by the ones below. So it gets prettier, but I think we're probably good. I was gonna, what was that? I was gonna do something. Oh right, petroleum maybe, or that. I don't remember. Okay. Okay, you're not done. I thought you were. You're almost done there. That's nice. Of course, there needs to be a little bit of meteor fall. Can't have not that. I know there's a lot of manual handling here. For things. Wow, it's still over pressure over here. Like, I am venting the atmosphere into space. Oh. It seems I've gotten rid of most of it. Oh, look, I'm not smart. I was gonna, I forgot. Would you look at that? Did he do those things? Okay, good. Then build that again. And then this will actually start going around again. And then this will start like doing things again. Can I get that like super? Want it now? No patience. I want to see if I can get this working before I end today. No, you didn't want to do that? Actually, then I can... Like now it's not over pressure anymore, so I can actually go and... wall that up. Not going to line up the door? Oh, this. Okay. Well, at least I want to see if I can get this going. With line up the door, you mean... Oh, wait. I should also think one step ahead, shouldn't I? Let's see here. So 1, 2, 3. Oh, so there's one. 1, 2, 3. So it needs to go from there. So you should actually only go from... Right? Wait. 1, 2. From over there. Right. Don't need to be like that. There we go. That's how it should be. And one more. And then it can be, I don't know, something. Because if you think, you can do things more efficiently. That's a good lesson. One more bunker tile below the left door. Wait. 1, 2, 3. Ah! Yes, it's too big. That was the issue. Ooh! Ah, it's gonna be crushed, right? And I can't put it... That's annoying. So you need to do that? Okay. Yeah, that works. Alright, thank you. You're more experienced than me. I'm just so happy that I, like, figured out that aqua tuners are magic and you don't need to care about every attribute in the liquid you put in there. Because they are magic. I could even even more. Pick that up even more. Yeah. I don't even need super coolant down there. It's super cool, super good, and super okay. Why all this all the time? Let's see here now. Yeah, now this is going around and around and around, fetching up nice heat up here. And potentially leaving it down here. Aquatuner liquid only needs to be different than water when you're dealing with lower temperatures and no choice but to... Yeah, exactly. It can be water that is good as polluted, but you might as well use polluted because of the better temperature range. And then if you need to go below -20 or above 120 degrees Celsius, then you should choose something else, and preferably super coolant if you have it. So yeah, now I have learned that better. Like that part that, for instance, when you cool down hydrogen and oxygen, which I've done, then of course you can't use water, that's not gonna work. Like that part I understood, but I didn't like, that doesn't apply at all if you're in, you know, non-boiling context situation, non-water boiling context situation. Words. Oh, now we're making this again because I'm actually using this. All right, I was gonna also do a little bit of a reservoir over here. Let's see. In, out, in, out, in. No, that is out. In, out. So often I am unable to like know what's in and what's out. Mostly on other stuff than the bridges. Bridges, no, on bridges too. No, but I think on bridges that's where I usually do it right. But otherwise I tend to not be as good at it. Okay, we're gonna go for a little bit more, but I just need a little bit of a break. I'll be back in just a few minutes, 2 minutes, something. So we're gonna pause and I'll be back very soon and you can look at cute pictures. There we go, hello again. Let's see. In the DLC, second best liquid before supercolon to use for aquatuner is nuclear waste. Oh boy. If you only need to cool things down to 30. So what, nuclear waste? Would that be... So then nuclear material, is it like water that's been used in nuclear reactor? Is it some new element material, no, chemical material? Well, as you can see, I don't have the DLC. I haven't bought it either. So far, I think that the core game is like, it's plenty, and they seem to have changed a lot. You know, in the DLC, I can skip that. Every cycle the liquid inside any type of container, like inside reservoir, inside vacuum tuner being cooled, will drip to the floor. That's why it's tricky to use. Ah, but very tricky to use in loop. Ah. Oh, do we get another? Wow, we get another meteor. Yeah. Meteor rain. Cool. Let's see. Are you fueled up? No, you need a little bit more. We'll fix that. Oh. Someone dropped a good chunk of gold up here. I wonder why. Okay. Still working fine down here. Very good. Crops, what's up with them? You are... Oh, it's too cold. Oh. Oh. I am... too good at cooling down now. Okay. Supercoolant, 8.4 heat capacity and nuclear waste. Oh, that's pretty good. That is pretty good. But it's not like polluted water then. That it's some kind of water that is like... Actually, I could just check. I don't have it here, as I said. Let's just see here. I'll just go supercoolant. And can we find something there? We have liquids. Can we have liquid? Can I find that stuff? Am I in the wrong place? Viscogel, nuclear waste. Okay. Nuclear waste is highly toxic liquid full of radioactive contaminants. It also emits a lot of radiation, several hundred rads per second. It vaporizes into nuclear fallout at 526.9 degrees centigrade and solidifies into solid nuclear waste. Okay, so it's production produced by research reactor, formed in reactor meltdown, rad bolt engines and nuclear fallout. Means it. Okay. And the research reactor is then, that's that thing that I think I've seen at times. Use enriched uranium to quickly heat up water-based coolant, water, polluted water, salt brine, which turns into steam that can be used as to steam turbines, yeah. And nuclear waste as a byproduct. Okay, so I think it's... Then, let's see, can you then... As a coolant, yes. Duplication. Steam turbines. Huh. It seems to not be able to be converted to something else. Or I'm reading quickly, so or so sloppily, so. No, it should be able to be converted into something else. Everything can be converted into something else, basically. Almost, at least. Would be weird if it couldn't. Yeah, could you do the thing there? Okay, now you need more. Well, it's going better now. Oh, am I actually picking up so much heat from over here? So now it's... How hot does it get over here? Well, that's good. And yeah, now when the meteor fall comes back, we're gonna... No, this bunker door is... Ah, right. It's when they are closed, I guess. Then this should be hotter. Yeah, that heats up better. Right. When they're open, it's not as good. It's annoying to mop cause every cycle the bottle would drip to the floor again if it moved. Unreachable food. Not again. Like... Josephine. Deconstruct this, okay? Actually, I can just open it. Don't deconstruct it yet. You cannot open it? Don't you have trigger? Okay, deconstruct it. We just get out of there. Of course, it's too far away. Can you build that? You can't jump. That is regolith. You can't build this out of regolith, of course. That would have been very useful. But that doesn't work. Well, I'm gonna just build it back, not that you can do that. Oh, we don't have enough? I just removed it so that there should be... Okay. Yeah, you can... Okay, you can do that. Now, if you were to remove this one... Don't stand on it. And now it's over. Isn't that just great? Let's see, can we get them to, like now, prioritize this a lot, maybe? Well, probably. You're still there. If you just come here, then you're actually a big problem and we're gonna kill you. Hopefully, there won't be a new meteor fall before they get to build that again. Let's see. Now we need more. One, two, three, four. Will you be able to reach if you do that, hopefully? Also, why are we not making more steel? I want to make more steel. Okay, it is apparently... deconstruct this, and we're gonna put in something else to keep the heat. Now 2 effective cooling. Why are you not working? Oh, you don't have iron? Well, do we need iron ore for anything? Well, we do kinda need. May just me. There. Yeah, good work. And copy that, make it out of iron ore, for instance. And then I guess make one of these into a ordinary tile to share a little bit more of the heat. And make one more actually. There. And potentially that's gonna help a little bit. Yeah, this one is already feeling better. How hot can they? 85. This isn't. Oh yeah, that's fine. Super fine. Now it should be better. It was hot enough here before, but now we're cooling that down so much. Well, and now this is running, so maybe that also was a thing, of course. Okay, let's go up here. Well, would you look at that? Please make more of these. I don't know exactly how. Actually, that is fine. Well, for now, I'm gonna make a few more of these to not get destroyed myself. You and you can be built, and now we can build those two. Remove those. Did we have any? No, we did not. Well, it's getting a lot hotter. So that's according to my plans. Are you ready to go? No. Actually, do that instead of exposing this. You can stand on that. Right, let's see. Yes. You're not. Oh, it's not enough. Oh, but we're making. Oh, right, petroleum. How are we going to get petroleum? Not that way. Well, maybe that way. No, not that way. I've decided against it. This way. Go this way, and then if I were to. Now this is bad design because of reasons. Then I have freeway. Oh boy, freeway, and then we go just here, and then I'll need to. Well, this isn't strictly needed anymore. I could change that, and then I open that up, and then I can take it this way. Why? Okay, and this, yeah, this go. Okay, good. No, I wanted to actually do that. So No. Oh boy. Okay. Let's do that. Remove that. Is that gonna work well for me? Well, if I do another one of these, that should work. And then I can remove that. Very good. Then I'll just let me just remove some of these. I can build there. And I'm gonna need this to go that way so that I can... Wait. No, I don't reach out there, so... Wait, I need to go here and... Would be... Stop that. You don't need to look like that anymore. If I right here try to do something like that, yeah, do that way instead. Doesn't matter much, really. Wait, this is not being used. What is this for? Oh, it's in case something else were to be there. Well, that's cute. Feels like not necessarily super necessary, but it's like a system that maybe I shouldn't touch because I probably want to reveal it later. Why can't I? Yeah, it doesn't matter, but... Wait, also this. Why isn't it all... Ah! Because it's full. That's why. Uh, 83, how cool. Yeah, okay, now someone can reach that. Please do so that we can take the spaceship to space. This isn't being done. Oh, there you go. Right when I said that it's not being done. Come and do it. No. Sorry. Yeah, you will have to take the long way around. Or that way around. Very good. Look at that. Not too bad. Okay. Okay, good. Did you get the thing? I hope it didn't get here instead. No. Actually, Don't take any. Like, I don't want it at the moment. Put it here instead. Have you mined it? Anyone? Someone has mined it. Moved it somewhere? Oh, there you go. Ah. Okay, so 1.2 oxalite. Not enough, but maybe it's enough. Right, yeah. Let's go there. Ah, it's there. It's probably your full bladder thing. Now this should be... Ah! Of course. I should have it go through there. You know what? I'm gonna destroy that one. And that one. And I'm gonna have it. No, not that. Go like that. Because those are basically almost gonna be hot. That's gonna add more heat to the thing. Always. They can be there. Okay. Do I want to go science with this? I don't think there's anywhere yet I really want to go fetch stuff because I don't know them. So, more science. I'll have to change that later. I don't... No. There we go. Right. I'm gonna need a power scanner. It's called a scanner for that one. It's working-ish. Are you there? You are. It raises temperature by that as well. There, okay, let's see. There. I should basically go this way also then. Go Maybe that is enough. You can't reach. Oh, you can't reach through. Okay. Yeah, that's probably fine, and then I would go. No, don't go back. There you go. Not hot enough, but... There, 142 is at least hot enough. That this was gonna be that hard. Did not imagine. Okay, so... Yeah, there we go. Much better. Now these might have an issue with the Steam. We'll see. Printables. Iron is good stuff. Oh, you need more cool. Oh, I'm out of coolant. Now I can actually afford to create coolant. You know, expensive way. But it looks like it's, yeah, more coolant is coming. Good. Wow. Ooh, what more could I connect it to? Because now it's really cooling things off here. Does that mean that these are cooled off as well? No, it doesn't. I would like that to be the case. But these are also cooled off. Oh. Are you... Yeah, you're cooling down. Are you cooling down with it? You should, right? Because you're like physically connected. Please show me that you're going down in temperature because you're standing on this that is, you know, losing temperature. Wait, this one is going up and down. Yeah, this is going up in temperature, so that means that this one is heating this one up. Where else would it get heat? Nowhere. Nowhere. This one, which is of course, let's see how, you're pretty heavy, right? 200 kilos. And this one is 100. Yes, it's twice as heavy, and it's steel. Steel, which has a thermal capacity of 0.49. And this one has less. So this is twice as heavy and can hold more heat. But it's really taking its sweet time to cool down. I guess we would need more of these. Okay. There. Okay. There we go. That looks much better. Closer to 200 degrees than 100. Have I not had a... Gone with that? Now. You're all the way over there? Okay. Let's see if I can. I have some steel. I would like more though. Probably safe to remove those to continue building, right? I think I want to do that. Oh, right. You go and copy over there. Right. How far did I come with my plans for a pipe? Now, if I were to very nicely remove those, then if I were to and once again the issue of putting two pipes next to each other. Let's see. Now we're thinking of going past that. Well, I had to go around. I don't want that. There. So you can go there. Okay, we now need to do that for me. Okay, and then you would go over there and you can go up to here. Okay, now I'm doing that thing again. And I shouldn't. Go all the way to there. Go up there so that there is... Yes, thank you very much. So there is even better if I were to put two spaces. Look at that. And now then I travel through here. Wow. Apparently I thought of this. Okay, and then I... There. Was thinking going around the other way, I guess. But... and there. There we go. That's gonna be super nice. I think that if I were to put some small amount of liquid here, like actually petroleum in this case, I could probably have this transfer heat better. Wait, yeah, stink breath, sure. You're just gonna get up here, right? Where is it? Oh, there it is. Ah, it's actually close by. There you go. Okay, now everyone get it. Before it hurts again. Telescope idle. Terrestrial planet. Cool. All the way down there. Wow. Okay. Let's see here. Are we gonna... Yeah, we'll be able to put a little bit more hydrogen here. Yet. Yeah, it's getting, you know, hotter, so... Oh, 90! Wow, look at that. Are you still going... Yeah? Yeah, I could even raise this more. Oh, I think you have issues actually... Oh. Yeah, you have issues actually keeping this hot enough. Very well then. Go on. But this one is super nice. And I think I have lots of power. Yeah, I could store more power. Boy. Can I get one of those? Yeah. Combat. Okay, in, out. I know how this works. In, out, in, out. Here as well. right? Goes there, up, 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 and in, out, in, out. No, come on. Goes here and jumps over here, in, out. Oh. Hey, it's basically there. Now it just need to go all the way over there. But that's like the easy part. Because there are no pipes here. Here you go. Basically what I want. Whew. Wow. Now I actually cannot want another meteor fall because that would eat this up. Or at least close. If I were to use... I don't need this energy. Really? Yeah, it would be... a meteor fall would be welcome. You know what? If I were to just remove all of this, that would just mean more area that the shoal wall might show itself, so... do that. Water 92 almost. Oh, nice, something to drink. This isn't quite full yet, no. Overheated. Ah. Yeah, that can happen. We don't necessarily need you either. It's that hot here, right? Is it? It coming from over there. Yeah. Stuff like that happens. Could have a cooling loop, of course, but no. Steel is nice. That is basically better. Yeah, yeah. Steel. It wasn't that much, but... ah, look, all the steel we have. So... do I want another spaceship over here? Don't think... I could make another one over here. There's a little bit more space there. So I'll just... well, what am I gonna use this for? Like, I don't need... I might need solar panels. Who knows? Or I could make some scanners. Wow. Yeah, I'm going. Apparently. Oh, right. Did I get what I asked for? I did. Now this is gonna be super hot. Super hot. Also, I need more iron apparently. Are you doing? Oh, you're still making iron whenever you can. Steel, so much lime. Refined carbon we have 2, so everything is kind of good. Oh, pipes. Actually, don't need to remove that, use the other ones. Yes. And another one of those. There you go. Can we not reach that one? No, that was hard to reach. Okay. You know what then? I'll reach it from there. So that was excessively ugly. We're making petroleum. Do we need... No. Don't need plastic. Still, no one is... Why is it broken? Overheating. 75. Okay, it's just not being fixed. I have no interest in removing it though. Oh, 28. Oh, nice. Even more eggshell over there if I would care or need. Let's just get that steel back and also remove this one. Oh, right. You. Wow. Whew. Yeah, that's a pretty good spot. There you go. Making it more pretty. And... oh! I have very few reed fibers apparently. And I'm not growing any of those. And they're getting hard to find naturally, it seems. Yeah, they probably mostly dead because of reasons. These are body temperature. It is too hot. It is definitely too hot. Why is it too hot? Can I cool it down? How hot? You know what? I have a solution for you. I'm gonna... No. And... there. Actually, that's fine. And then... like that. Yes. And... because growing it myself? Bah! I don't want that. I wonder what this is supposed to do. Oh, maybe I'm supposed to... Yeah. No, wait. I have pipes going to places, but instead of having fun carbonizers, what do they call that? Food? Furniture? Soda fountains? I have those. Why do I... These are more fun. Away with those. Oh! Wait. Our soda... These are deemed to be... You're outside our recreation room. But your recreation item, which is needed... Let's see here. Properties. Because we need in the room... We need... Also, why is that not? There you go. In the room... That is a great mess hall. Recreational building. Which is that one. And... Are you... Also a recreational building? Preferred room, recreation room, okay. We can just rebuild if it's not working. Why? But apparently I've changed it back for a reason. Gold. And maybe it's because of that. Soda fountain now, please. Space. And deconstruct. Cool, okay. Oh, look, it's getting close. It's getting actually close. It's amazing. Right now these aren't even closed, but I'm assuming that it's working pretty well anyway. Yeah, I seem so. Look at that. I'm getting what I want, finally. Filters not designated, that's yes. Exactly. Oh, space. Space. So nice, such a small opening. Just for the rocket. Very precise, very nice. Coming? Incoming object, yeah. And also meteor shower, because why not? Yeah, and this is just reheating the bunker doors. There we go, space mission complete. Vroom. Veru, how you doing? Full bladder? Which is not true. Science. A bit of science. Would it be enough? I don't think so. $105. Let's see here. What is the actual... No. Auto for water. Thank you. Vaporization point 99.4. No, that's not true. Oh yeah, +3, right? So 92.4. Well, 91 point. Well, 100. I mean 102.4, and now we have 101.4. Finally, it is working. Okay, then this can start working again as well. Oh, picking up the data. Very nice for you. Okay, 102. Is it still... No, it's not closed. But still, this is over 200 degrees. 0.3. Oh, steam. Yeah, okay, so someone would need to go and open this. I could have had that automatic and stuff, but I don't. Hopefully it will, you know, also get the... Oh no! All the water! We need more water. Potentially. And this is already 74. Yeah. I'm gonna... not gas. In, out. actually out of gold. Automation. Cancel. Why are you not being are you not... Wire. Gold. Blop. Gold. Oh, 172 kilos. Maybe don't do open. Have it on auto. But could someone... Max? You're not doing anything important, right? Construction? Yeah. Could you instead just come here shortly? Can you do that again? Gas. Chlorine, polluted. Chlorine. Vacuum? All right, because there is water there. Okay, I think that is fine. Now I just need to get even hotter. But steam is pretty good at getting hot. It is going super slow though. Still, well, at some point maybe. This is probably super igneous. 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 More igneous. Here and there. That's granite. Sedimentary. Igneous. Kinda don't want to go... What? No, that's not how it works. Wait. Want to get in there. Let's just go from, not this side, but from this side. Very good. There, lots of igneous. There, take the rest of that. Then we will have to start making it ourselves, but we have energy to do so. No. Did I see steam? No. Why is... Well, of course, steam to steam is probably not a burst. But the radiant gas pipes are pretty hot. Well, it's getting there. A small step at a time. Oh, would you look at that? Steel? Yeah, some. Oh, now it's gonna be weird because I pressed it when... Oh no, okay. There. Could remove this. Do you not have destination set? You should. No, you have. Alright. Yeah. We have still to find that thing that makes the cool things. And not the superconductor and supercoolant and those things. Need more coolant. I should find another answer to the coolant question. Oh, right. I was gonna cool this off as well. Like that. Whoop. Yeah. Well, I am at least cooling this off. And I'm not using any power to either circulate or cool these off, which I'm not doing. Well, I am making hydrogen. That I am. That is true. That is actually true. Well, well. It will maybe work someday. But at least the steam is there now. And this is going somewhere, and this could be raised, I guess, at some point. Yeah. Could get more stuff in here. Are we doing on the liquid stuff? That sounds good enough. The petroleum. Not going to right. Okay. Maybe we don't need to make staircases out of the not so super common material. There. Oh, 1, 2. Okay, these are hot again. I guess then I should pump some water in there to cool these off. How much that's gonna matter, we'll see. Gush. I'm just gonna let it go a full circle. There. Can stop. There, a little bit of a buffer there. How nice. That's gonna, I don't know, never or something. Never sounds reasonable. Oh boy, I think that is good enough. I'm getting hungry. Almost 4 hours. Made another rocket. I'm getting petroleum up here, and this is potentially working. And the most important thing, of course, is that I am cooling off my base and I'm having proper working geothermal. As long as you think it can work. Oh boy, a lot of puff princes here. They should not be happy. Wow. Yeah, they should be not happy. And yeah, so I'm even cooling off my base so much that, you know, it's too cool. But before, okay, so the last thing, let's just see over here. Let me just get that going, and you connect to there, and then I just remove that. Will they do it? There you go. Okay, good. Now the temperature here should go down. Well, you know. At some point. It can potentially happen. Now look at that, it's going down. Thimble read. Can I see you need to go under 37? Oh boy, yeah, you're going, yeah, look at that. You're going somewhere. You're gonna soon be happy. We can harvest these and I can make some more carpet. Without having to, you know, grow them myself because I don't want to. I could, I guess. Because I have some amount of polluted and have lots of water, apparently. This is not in risk for break. No, this is not in risk for breaking because I have lots extra there. Good. Okay, so you 30. Oh. And there you go. Happy. Growing. Thimble reed. Also growing. This one will take a little bit longer time, yes. Ooh. Okay, soon we will have more of those going on again. And I get a little bit more heat to cool off. So these will be running and potentially generate heat to generate energy from. Okay. Oh, right. Also, I changed unit power. Okay. Is that why I said I don't want to do it? Is this still a... It's still a great hall, even with them not being powered. So yeah, that works. And now they can get soda, which is great. I like soda. Are they generally happy? I think so. 50. That's pretty good. Great hall. Gorgeous. So, well, you're mostly indoors because you're cooking food. Well, great meal. Gorgeous decor. Great hall. Nature reserve. 4-shift break. Like your skill. Have a bedroom. Washroom. Play video games. Danced. Duplicate. Yeah. And oh, 52 Vero. What are you doing? Great meal. Charming. Not as much, though. You're happier with your skills. Great hall. Nature reserve. 4-shift break. Bedroom. Video game danced. Washroom. And duplicate. Wow. So happy. I could potentially give them the... Oh, printable. Yeah, sure. Can have some shine nymphs just flying around. Why not? And we don't need this to happen anymore. Okay. Okay. Then I'm ready to go do other stuff. Okay, you're full, so we vent the rest of the steam. And 100. This is not going too great. Okay. Let's stop here though. What I wanted to do, I've done. I've succeeded in getting the geothermal working, and I created steam. Wow. Cool the base off better. Yeah. Okay. Maybe potentially. Yeah. That is true. So I'll stop now. If you want to see previous streams of this or other things like like Dwarf Fortress and Timberborn and stuff, go to my YouTube. Now I'm gonna start fixing food, and we will raid Mercy, who's playing Minecraft. So yeah, thanks everyone, anyone and everyone who's been watching, and hope to see you another time. If you want to, you can follow. Next stream is maybe not tomorrow, we'll see. But on Sunday we're going back to Dwarf Fortress. I'm gonna get going with the special dwarves getting to the fortress and start making baby dwarves. Yeah, basically. But for tonight I will say good night and have a good time when you're doing whatever. Oh yes. Bye bye.